You're watching SBA Today. With all the latest news, stories, and advice, here are your hosts, Paul Long and Tonya Mazurek.
Your SBA title experts, and it's the week of July 29th. And as you can see, Paul Long is not with me because he's left me alone again. He has not learned his lesson that it's probably not a good idea to leave Tonya solo. Anyway, I am soloing it this week, and we've got some, fun discussion for you here, and we'll just go ahead and get into it. Anyway, William Briggs was sworn in as Deputy Administrator of the SBA. A few juicies from the latest SBA Connect call, SBA's Faith Funding, and Memorandum of Understanding between the SBA and the Department of Labor. That's what we're going to go ahead and discuss today. So let's dig in. On July 23rd, William Briggs was sworn in as the Deputy Administrator of the SBA. And now, why that matters? He's PPP era insider with serious community bank credibility. Big win for lenders who want stability. So yeah, that'll be good. Stability, predictability. He's going to bring it. Anyway, seen as the operations or the brain behind the Loeffler administration. So if Loeffler's the headline, Briggs is like the fine print behind the scenes that often gets overlooked, but it's where the real rules live. Lenders rejoice. Briggs is expected to bring stricter underwriting, cleaner processes, and fewer curveballs. Briggs' background aligns with capital-focused, risk-aware community banking. Awesome. His history suggests he'll back lender accountability, stronger credit discipline, and smoother real-world implementation. So that's amazing. Borrowers, take note, though. If you're not file ready, hello, or cash flow solid, expect more scrutiny for you guys. Traditional small businesses, especially those with clean credit and SBA-worthy files, good news, expect consistency and stability. And for high-risk or mission-driven borrowers, perhaps less so. Expect more hoop jumping and tighter scrutiny than before. It's not the return of red tape, guys. It's just the return of receipts, okay? Anyway, takes from the latest Connect call, if you weren't on it last week. The do what you do era is dead, okay? 10% equity injection is back for business acquisitions, all right? No documentation equals no approval, period. 100% ownership must be recorded in E-Tran, and SBA wants common sense, credit-worthy type files. Weird. What does that mean? If it's not going to pass your own credit desk, it shouldn't pass SBA. So that's just common sense in my book, but that's just me. Mark Pilot equals SBA's first real revolver. Love. If you don't know what Mark stands for, imagine that. It's, an acronym, again, with the SBA. No, they don't have acronyms at all. Anyway, it's manufacturers' access to revolving credit. So it is a new program for manufacturers. It's working capital, guys. Working capital on a revolver. Think ABL light, asset-based structure, but SBA supported. Opens up big opportunities for industrial clients. So that's awesome, right? Sophisticated borrowers want flexibility. Mark says, come and get it. Just don't break the bank and don't wreck it. Fee-free days are over. Bring back the margin. All right, lender guarantee and servicing fees return on October 1st, 2024. As we've talked about before, fee waivers cost SBA nearly $400 million last year. So they want to get back to zero subsidy model. Come on, guys. We all love a very good discount. However, it cannot bankrupt the store, right? Community Advantage is under the microscope. Default rates hit 7%, which is double the 7A average. SBA's tightening oversight and hinting at pruning participants. Oh boy. Mission-based is great, and we all love it, right? I mean, it truly is, but performance also still matters. Impact lending doesn't mean exempt from fundamentals. CFPB 1071 compliance. All right, these dadgum acronyms anyway. It's the silent tsunami that's coming in, guys. It's like a wave fixing to pass over, right? Section 1071 of the Dodd-Frank Act, which CFPB now enforces, it's saying it requires lenders, including SBA lenders, to collect and report detailed data on small business loan applications, especially related to race, gender, ethnicity of the business owners. This is meant to increase transparency increased transparency and fairness in small business lending. CFPB lender tiers there's multiple different ones. I mean, we don't really have to get into it, but 2,500 or more, whether it be 7A, 504, small loans. If that's how many that you do, your collection data is going to start July 1st, 2026. First report dates, June 1st, 2027. Mid-sized tiers, 500 to 2,500 originations a year. Small lenders, 100 to 500 originations a year. And lenders under 100 covered originations per year exempt from 1071 reporting. Now, quick translation of all that for the SBA folks out there, right? If you're an active SBA lender doing a lot of 7A 504 microloans, you're probably a tier 1 or tier 2. So, yours is coming up, guys. Smaller community banks, CDFIs, and mission-based lenders, however, you're tier 3. But you still need a plan. If you are still manually tracking, it's going to get interesting, right? You're going to have burnouts. So go ahead and get started with some automation now, or you're going to suffer later. And the final vibe check on this, guys. SBA shifting tone. Fewer loans, done better. Weird, okay? Quality over speed, clarity over chaos. Come on. We all want that, right? If your shop isn't tightening up now, it's falling behind. SBA is not slamming the brakes, okay? They're just asking you to drive like an adult again. Strange. Anyway, SBA's Faith and Funding update. This is interesting, okay? And I think there's going to be a lot of confusion out there. So let's break it down a little bit. What's real, what's not? Yes, the SBA just opened the church doors. Kind of, okay? So as of July 14th, 2025, the SBA launched a new Center for Faith. The Biden era ban blocking faith-based organizations from receiving disaster loans. Keep that word in mind, disaster loans. It's officially rescinded. All right, faith-based groups can now apply for EIDL and physical disaster loans, and it's effective immediately. If you've got storm damage and a steeple, you now have a green light, right? Yes, it's progress, but they don't quite want you to confuse the pulpit with the P&L just yet, right? So for you faith-based borrowers out there, here's the bottom line. Faith and SBA, it's kind of it depends, right? Faith-based organizations are now eligible for disaster relief funding, which applies when a declared disaster occurs. Don't shout hallelujah just yet for the 7A program, however, right? This change only applies to disaster loan programs, not the SBA's flagship 7A loans. There are no new access granted to churches or faith organizations for 7A based solely on this new update. 7A rules haven't changed. They still require for-profit structure, size compliance, size standard compliance, credit worthiness, etc. Okay, they want 7A access as a nonprofit, or if you want 7A access as a nonprofit, you still have to meet all the standard SBA criteria. It's not really open the doors on the 7A, obviously. Although we'd all love that. Anyway, if a hurricane hit your community center, okay, SBA can help. Want a 7A to expand your congregation's cafe? Not so fast. Anyway, unless you're running a business that meets every other SBA rule, being holy won't have you get wholly funded. Okay, that was kind of bad, right? Okay, see it as disaster loans are the welcome mat. 7A still asks you to put on the right pair of shoes before you come in the door. And last but not least, the SBA and the DOL equals made in the USA. All right, let's break that down right. July 16th, 2025, the SBA and Department of Labor, that's the DOL, signed an MOU, to strengthen domestic manufacturing, linking small manufacturers to workforce support, training programs, and funding. Who benefits from this? The small manufacturers ready to use the money or ready to scale, right? Businesses reshoring operations, companies needing skilled labor pipelines. Translation. If you're building it here, Uncle Sam's ready to back you with tools, talent, targeted support, and more. Made in America, momentum. Finally, something we all can get behind, right? So if you've got any fun facts from this week's, let us know or whatever. Next week, we're going to be off air. Just so you know, next week we're off air because, our beautiful producer behind the scenes, Miss Madison's going to take a vacation since, everybody's a little jealous, I think, of my Key West vacation here. Just kidding. But yeah, so we'll be off air. I'll be back solo again. I'm sorry, guys, but that's just how it is. Paul's taking a very long vacation. So I'll be back on the 12th. And may bring in a guest. So stay tuned. Who knows what's going to happen with that? We're going to check it out and bring more viewers. So I don't feel so daggum alone out here flying solo like I am. Anyway, okay. If you like the acronyms or acronyms from the SBA, I have a lot of fun with them. So I did do a little roast of the SBA and all the little acronyms from them. That was on my LinkedIn page yesterday. You can go check that out. It was called Acronymia. Welcome to the SBA jungle. Anyway, had a little fun with it. All right. Don't forget, we're here on Tuesday mornings, at least for the next month. I am. Anyway, not going to be back next week. So we're going to take a little bit of a break. We'll see you back on August 12th. We are on any of the streaming platforms where you get your podcast. You can see us live right here on Tuesday mornings on LinkedIn and YouTube. If you would like to connect with Paul or I, go ahead and reach out to either of us on our LinkedIn pages. We'd love to hear from you. And other than that, rise up with your big bad selves. I think you're pretty awesome. See you on the 12th. Bye.